So if you're in the police recruitment process, you're going to want to listen to this video and pay close attention to everything I say, because in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the perfect interview answer, one that is going to score the highest marks possible. And I'm also going to talk to you about why this answer, I'm going to give you an example of why this answer would score the highest marks possible. And I want you to follow until the end, because in the end, or just after I've given you this example, I'm going to give you such important news, such important information that you absolutely need to hear. You absolutely need to hear if you don't want to fall into what I call the CVF trap. Because if you fall into that trap, it's highly likely you're going to fail your final interview in the recruitment process. All right, let's dive in. But before we do, for those of you who haven't seen one of my videos before, my name is Brendan from Bluelight, and over the past 31 years now, I've been saying 30 years for the past year, it's now 31 years, I've been coaching and supporting people for the police recruitment process, for specialist interviews, for promotion boards, and I've now got an amazing team of coaches around me who I've known, many of them personally, for decades. They're amazing police leaders and managers and amazing coaches who, like me, used to coach people within the service, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. And so they've got this amazing experience which they can pass on to you. If you'd like to find out more about how they can pass that on to you in our academy programs, then check the links below, have a conversation with us, and we'll see if you're a good fit for all of the resources that we provide, the one-to-one coaching, small group webinars, all the online material. And we actually guarantee the pass. If you don't pass, we'll give you your money back. I mean, how awesome is that? So pin your ears back, folks. I'm going to give you an example now of the most awesome answer. Forgive me, because I need to make sure I cover all the detail. I am going to refer to my notes. So hopefully you won't mind me looking down, referring to my notes, because I want to make sure I remember every piece of detail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about how I'd answer the question around, tell me about a time when you've worked with other people in order to solve a complex problem or a challenge. Now, this is such a common question. Tell me about a time when you've worked with other people to solve a problem or deal with a challenging or complex situation. Seriously common question, asked at final interviews. I almost put money on it that you're going to get asked that question. And so if you're thinking, which of the competencies and values does this fall under? Well, it could fall under quite a few of them, but there's one of them that just leaps out, which is we collaborate. And you might be thinking, yeah, duh. But also, if you look at some of the other competencies and values, they also talk about behaviors which link in with working with partner agencies or the community or individuals. So don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh, this question is definitely all about we collaborate. All right, because that's part of the trap. Make sure that you listen to all of this video, you watch all of this video, because after I've given you this example, I'm going to share with you the CVF trap, which causes so many people to fail. Seriously, we know this because they come to us after they've failed, and these people are so ready to be police officers, they just weren't ready for the police interview, and that's the difference. So I'm not going to give you the whole of the example because we'd be here forever, we'd be here for 5 minutes. From this point onwards, I'm just going to give you a snippet, and I'm going to give you a snippet from the action phase of the answer. So we'll have already covered the situation, we'll have already covered the aim, and now we're in the action phase of your answer. And it's a set of circumstances where I've had to work with other organizations in order to tackle a complex problem that occurred in terms of where I work, but also where I do work, I work with some internal organizations, some internal departments, individuals from those departments, and also some external agencies as well. So hopefully that lays the ground a little bit. All right, let's dive in. And so first of all, I had to learn all about the stakeholders in those other teams because I needed to find a way to work with them effectively. And only by working effectively could I actually achieve the outcomes, the result that we were actually after as a team. So it's what I did to learn about those stakeholders, and one of the things I had to do was actually learn their perspective on this particular challenging problem. And so I had to get to know them, And in order to do that, I had to build up this rapport. And in building up a rapport, we started to find what I'd call is like a shared goal, like a shared vision for what we were all trying to achieve. Because prior to that, everyone had their own ideas about not just what the solution was, but actually what the end goal was. So that was really important. Getting to know everyone and building up that rapport was seriously, seriously important. We couldn't have got the result otherwise as a team. So After that, I found that people in the different departments all worked at different levels, and they all had different backgrounds as well. So some of them had skill sets that I didn't even know existed. So, and some of them I actually found one or two of them a bit belligerent and a bit sort of, oh, it's not important, it's not our role, it's nothing to do with us. And so I had to be quite flexible around them and a sort of flex in terms of my approach to those individuals, especially the ones who were very technical, because I just didn't really understand some of the things we were talking about. And I had to ask them lots of questions to find out a little bit more about what their perspective was. But once I'd done all of those things, I found that I could work really cooperatively with everyone involved, and we got things done. I mean, seriously, we got all sorts of things done. But there were some issues though. So as we were going through the problem solving process, I found that some of my colleagues were struggling. Some of them were just like falling by the wayside, and they're just like scratching their heads thinking, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. And so I had to sort of step out of my own comfort zone and give them help. I actually had to be very willing to give them their help without them even asking for it. So that was something that was really important. And in doing so, I found that I was really engaging with all of them a lot, and that I was actually doing much of the problem solving. It was more about engaging with and nurturing. And actually, one of the things I did is I learned so much. Some new skills in terms of how to work with others to get things done. And also, I learned a lot about the technical skills that existed and what some of the managers did in those teams. And what this did is it really improved the work I did. All right. So there you go. There's the action phase. What did you think, folks? I mean, you might want to just pause this video now and just have a think and a reflect and give me a mark out of 10. Give me a mark out of 10 and put that mark out of 10 in the comments. Before you watch anything else, please do return to this, because I'm going to talk to you about the CVF Trap and how not to fall into it. But give me some marks out of 10. And then after, perhaps reflect again and give me further marks out of 10. It's just a game, I'll answer all the comments, but just give me a mark out of 10. I actually did this exercise on one of our final interview Ask Brendan Anything webinars. This is a once a week webinar where I get to meet everyone on the Academy program, and we just have like this fireside chat. And one of our clients in the Academy was asking me about the CVF Trap. And so I did exactly the same exercise. I read out this set of ideal answers for them and asked them to score me, and they were scoring me. I did say a lot have got broad shoulders, and you score me however you see fit, and they were giving me like 9s out of 10, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. And then there's one person. I mean, how dare he? He just said, that's just a load of BS, Brendan. And I'm like, what? That took me ages to prepare. Actually, I tell a lie. It took me no time at all. It took me seriously no time at all. And you might be thinking, what? And so was everyone else. Everyone else was like, hey, what? No, I thought you said this was carefully prepared. Yeah, carefully prepared by someone else. All I did was just read off the behaviors at level 1 for the competency of We Collaborate that talks about the behavioral indicators that you're being assessed against. I learn about stakeholders and other teams, organizations in the community so I can work with them effectively. I work to get to know others and build rapport so we can achieve shared goals. I work flexibly with people across different levels, teams and backgrounds. I work cooperatively with others to get things done, willingly giving help and support to colleagues. I actively seek to engage with and learn from a diverse group to improve the work I do. This is the CVF Trap. Seriously, it's the CVF Trap. And I don't know where you're all getting it from, but I'm going to burst your bubble now. If you think you can follow the advice that's out there, I know there's advice out because I've seen the YouTube videos from people who've never been in the police before and never coached people who are going for promotion all the way up to chief superintendent like we have. Why? Because they couldn't. They know they couldn't. They wouldn't even try and go there. They don't even coach people one-to-one to get into the police. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. And when they tell you that you should be using phrases from the Competency and Values Framework, and this is a really good way of making sure you pass, it's absolute, utter, as my client said from the Academy, BS. It's going to get you absolutely nowhere. So all I did there is I just used a load of buzzwords from the behavioral behavioural standards within the competency of we collaborate. And it sounded okay, didn't it? All I was talking about is what I did. I didn't talk at all about how I did it. I might have touched on a little bit by saying asked questions, but I suppose I was getting a bit carried away there. I couldn't help it. There's a little bit how, but not nearly enough to get you a pass. And actually, truth be known, if you started talking like that at a final interview in front of someone like me or any of my coach colleagues who have done the recruit assessment, we've done sergeant assessment, inspector assessment, we've done superintendent assessment, we would just stop you. We would stop you and just say, I'm really sorry, but I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And I'd probably say something as blunt to you as if you think you can just use buzzwords to pass this interview, stop. It's not going to work. I want to know how you approach this problem. I want to know how you involved other people. I want to know how you came up with the solution and how you delivered the solution. It's the how that's important, not the what. And that's what we have to focus on in our one-to-ones, because we find people come into the academy with a ton of baggage that they've picked up elsewhere from people who've never been in the police. I mean, how are they qualified to give you any advice at all about the police recruitment process? They may tell you how to become lots of things, how to become train drivers, pilots, flight attendants, police officers, firefighters, join the Royal Air Force, whatever. They've never been in any of those positions before. But anyway, for whatever reason, people seem to listen to them and think, oh, that sounds like a really good idea. I'm telling you now, it's not. It's a CVF trap. So don't fall into it. It's a bit of a trick, really. I mean, you might want to put another comment in there now to just go, right, yeah, I get it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because everything I talked to you about before is not the ideal answer. I'm going to repeat this over and over again. It was not the ideal answer. It was complete and utter nonsense. It was just me paraphrasing the Competency and Values Framework. It won't get you anywhere. It will get you a fail. All right, so don't do that. It's the CVF trap. Now you've learned all about the CVF trap, you might be thinking, yeah, but how do I articulate my answer? Well, come and join us and we'll show you exactly how to articulate your answers. There's a link below. Complete a form on a type form, and all it asks you questions about is where you are now, where do you want to be, what's holding you back, and then we can have a conversation with you. We can book a call. You can book a call in our diary. It may even be me you speak to, or it might be one of our coaches, and we will talk to you about where you are now, where do you want to be, what's holding you back, and we will see if we can provide the support that's needed for you to help you on your journey to guarantee the pass. And actually, we do guarantee the pass. If you don't pass, we give you your money back. So I guess you've got two directions you can go in at the moment. The choice is yours. You can try and do it your way and maybe fail and try again, and maybe fail and try again, or you can come and join us where we can actually guarantee the result. But only if it's a good fit for you and you think and feel that we're a good fit for you as well. It's got to work both ways. Just because you're breathing and you've got a pulse doesn't mean to say that we're going to accept your money. We're only going to work with people where we believe it's ethically appropriate to do so. I mean, check out Trustpilot reviews below. We've worked hard for those. We're not going to mess up that kind of reputation. It's one I've built up over 31 years. I'm not going to wreck that reputation just to try and get someone into the academy who's not appropriate. And actually, we wouldn't enjoy working with you if it's not for you. So no commitment. You will get value and clarity out of it, and hopefully we may see you on the other side. I may see you on the other side in one of our Ask Brendan Anything webinars. And if I try that exercise on you, you can call BS on me. And I'll see you soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.